Alrighty, welcome to Fire Walk with Us, Episode 5. This week we're discussing the episode Cooper's Dreams. I'm Paul.
Dave.
And Justin.
Alrighty, so quick synopsis of this episode. Cooper, Truman, Deputy Hawk, and Doc Hayward venture into the woods for an encounter with a log lady and find the location of Jacques Renault's cabin. In the meantime, Audrey continues her efforts to assist Cooper by taking a job at her father's department store, while Donna and James Hurley pursue their own line of inquiry into Laura's death by taking Maddie into their confidence. Elsewhere, Leo's battered wife Shelley decides to get revenge.
Yeah, big plot points.
Yes. So we start the episode off with Cooper trying to
sleep, but the Icelanders won't stop singing and dancing and all that.
Yep, we got some new guests in the lodge.
And it's like 4:30 and he wakes up. Well, he's still awake, and he grabs his little tape recording and it's like, Diane, I need those damn earplugs from whatever case he was working on previously. It's pretty great.
Should have brought my earplugs.
It's pretty great. So they investigate Jacques' apartment. They find a bunch of stuff there. Dave, why don't you tell us what you learned in this episode?
Kind of a couple of things within this. Just going from that. My notes are kind of all scattered all over the place from this episode, so we might need to range it a little bit.
Okay, so were there any clues that stood out to you? Or Justin?
In what? His apartment?
Oh, in the episode, in this
Or
entirety.
in this episode?
There's a couple of big ones.
Well,
I didn't write it down, but I made a big note of all the information that was brought up from the log.
well,
yes.
yeah, the log information was really good.
We had a chat with the log lady. We also had some other important things come up. So when they do finally meet the log lady, she says something before they come into her cabin, which is the owls won't see us in here.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
When they're
I
going
know
into the
that.
owls.
I noted that.
Okay, very good. So do you remember what the log saw?
Don't think I was able to catch most of the notes. Most that I caught with that, aside from the owls, was ice shuts burst into flames.
Supposedly there were 4 people out there?
Yes.
2 guys and 2 girls?
Yes. And the log heard screaming and
Yes.
other stuff.
And, yeah.
So there was another major clue in this episode. Well, actually a few. But the next one I think we should talk about is Laura's tape that Maddie found.
Yeah, I found it in the bedstand.
Yeah, in the bedpost that Laura would hide cigarettes in and stuff.
And here I thought just before they were trying to find stuff that it was going to be in the fan.
No.
Okay. So there's a few other important things to bring up in this. We see Leland go to this party at the Great Northern. And he starts dancing, which he's done a few times now.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
so true.
dancing and crying and all that.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any significance to that?
It's hard to say, really. At this point, it does focus on it for sure.
The one particular thing that comes to mind was that was one of the supposed last things or big things within his head that he did with his daughter before she died.
Okay.
And he's supposedly using it as a supposed coping mechanism or something within his head that he supposedly needs to do to supposedly get over this traumatic event within his
He
mind.
creates a new dance move.
He does that weird head thing.
Yes.
Okay, so we also have Audrey start at Horn's department store,
Yes.
at the perfume counter,
Yep.
Yes.
which is going to become important very soon.
No, I wouldn't be too surprised. And also, she's a boss manipulator when it comes to it.
She's pretty fantastic.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Boy.
I made a note that says, that's a dress, I thought it was a coat. Because you cannot tell me that was a dress. The way it's done up with the buttons and everything, that's a fucking coat.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those, like a pea coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. So, couple little things involving Audrey that I've seen with this episode was earlier on in the episode, she's speaking with Cooper again, with her trying to get information and trying to speak with Cooper. When Cooper's speaking to her about all the particular things, it sounds like it's kind of a, thank you very much for your help, but seriously, stop hitting on me. But I had a hard discerning the difference, where it was kind of like, sure, it sounds like it's discerning a little bit, but the tone was a little different. I was kind of like, Cooper, are you being serious with her, or are you seriously teasing her? What's up with you?
Well, of course, there was like right at the end of the episode where he walks into his room and he knows someone is in there.
Yeah.
And it's Audrey, naked in his bed.
And then the other particular thing was, Audrey absolutely loves any sort of chaos that happens to her father. And with seeing, the name escapes me, him on the dance floor dancing by himself,
Leland.
she's just like, oh my god, how this is going to be so awesome. But when, the name of her escapes me, but she goes and dances with him. Catherine dances with him on the floor and sort of remedies the situation a little bit. Audrey gets visually upset at that, where she's like, what the fuck? Why? How could this have possibly been fixed? And she starts visibly kind of crying from that. And it's kind of like, wow, you do not like your plans going awry, do you?
So why do you think she was crying?
There was kind of a little bit of mix of either her plan failing or something involving her father. Where either she maybe came to a realization of something or something like that.
Okay, that's interesting. So I want to bring up another point. In a previous episode, we had mentioned in the Red Room that Laura's doppelganger said there's always music in the air. They get to the second cabin in this, and what is
There's
playing?
music.
Oh, what was playing though? If I
Don't
remember...
remember.
No, I remember that there was music playing, and it was on a loop. Because after it finished, it went back and started playing
The
again.
record was skipping.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now, from the look of it, it seemed to have a system where it went back to the start and it continued playing.
Oh, okay. That's possible too.
They also found the bird within the cabin there.
Yes.
I think it was Waldo.
I think that's his name, yeah.
Important bird.
He is an important bird.
Mm-hmm.
So, Justin, did you find any other clues in this episode?
Clues. I don't know about clues. I know Josie and what's his face
Ben?
Hank.
met up and discussed something.
We also have one other important thing I want to bring up. Is at the end of the episode, Leo gets beaten up by Hank.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right before Leo gets shot by Shelley, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, that's not going to be important at all. And Hank says, I told you to mind the store, not open your own franchise.
Yeah, Hank seems to be the big wig, and Leo was one of his underlings that kind of took charge and did his own thing while Hank was in prison.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's move on to who you think the killer might be. Which one of you wants to go first?
Harry Truman. No.
Damn it, Justin, you had solved the case already.
Okay, not Harry Truman. Okay. Well, it's really hard to say at this point, actually.
With this episode, still kind of the biggest leads sit on Leo for most parts with all of his involvement within the story. The incident with Hank still kind of lingers some bits.
Okay.
Where Hank had some involvement with not all that Leo sort of did, but with sort of stuff Leo has been involved with.
Yeah.
So he's supposedly a big player within. Still as it sits, Dr. Jacoby still has some sort of issues involving the murder.
Was
Yes,
this the
I
episode where Andy goes to visit Shelley?
Yeah, I believe briefly at the beginning there's a...
Yeah, she
Okay.
points Andy within the direction of going after
Leo.
after Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking, is there any significance to that sort of thing? Or not?
Well, I think it was a case that Billy was telling her what to do, and
Bobby.
that was it. Ugh. Can't
Name's
get
not
his name
sticking.
right, but god damn it, I just hate him so.
Doofus A.
Oh god.
Obviously now Hank's out on parole. He's going to be an important character moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So at the end of the episode, like Justin mentioned earlier, we see Audrey in Cooper's room.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really talked much about Audrey.
Not a whole lot. Aside from the fact that she loves creating chaos and wants to be with Cooper a whole bunch, there doesn't seem to be a lot of specific other points about her.
She seems to be a bit manipulative, maybe?
Oh, she's the queen of the manipulation.
Yeah.
Aside from the other two main characters involving that.
So, do you think there's any chance that Audrey is involved in the murder?
There might be a chance.
Okay.
It would not surprise me. It would definitely validate my early prediction of Audrey being involved in the murder in some sort of case.
I mean, she started up this whole gang of trying to solve who killed Laura. Why would she do that?
aside
She
from
doesn't
wanting
really care
to be,
about her.
aside from being involved with Cooper, which I'm guessing would have been just kind of the biggest point to draw everyone to that. But more so than that, the fact that she absolutely adores playing games and winning said games in some sort of cases and just causing chaos in any sort of way that she can.
Yeah, so it seems like she seems highly suspect at this point.
Okay.
Not enough that I would put her back on the list, but yeah, enough to sort of raise suspicions on that.
Okay, so your primary suspect was who?
Still Leo, as it sort of said.
Still Leo?
Just with all the specific information around it, sort of sticking to the case. Until something kind of flies out of left field to kind of dismiss everything from that, it's too... It's enough in my mind to stick with it. Hank, though, as it kind of sits, I'm kind of like, you're going to be the thing from left field that completely screws things up, aren't you?
Okay. Justin, who's your prime suspect?
So it kind of went from like Josie to Catherine to Audrey.
Really? Audrey's your prime suspect?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Alrighty, so do either of you have any questions for me?
Is there going to be some stuff with the fan?
Yes, the fan will come up again.
Will the traffic lights come up again?
You'll have to wait and see.
Damn it!
All I'm going to tell you is that while both of those things might not be literally tied into the show, they will be symbolically.
Okay.
I got a note here saying there was some Johnny history. Reference for Johnny. Which character was that?
Johnny is Audrey's brother.
Isn't that the biker?
No, that's James.
Oh.
No, James.
Johnny.
Johnny's Audrey's brother, the one who's handicapped.
Shoot, there's so many people within the town with J names, I'm not sure. But someone's history was a bit more brought up. But I can't remember who it was specifically. Or if it was this episode or the next episode that was brought up.
Oh, do you mean Jacques? Because we get a little bit about Jacques in this episode.
Probably.
And his apartment, that he's a Canadian national. He worked in the States until he got busted for drug running, and now he lives there for some reason. I wasn't entirely clear on that. I'm still not, even after watching it like 4 times.
Mm.
And now he works at the Roadhouse as a bartender.
Oh, the fact that Hank heard about the kids' little discussion about trying to figure out about the murder while they were all in the diner there.
Yes.
Also the crows. They're saying that owls are a supposed big important thing within the series and whatnot, but yeah, there are also some crows and or ravens kind of hanging around in a couple particular scenes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It's like, oh wow, you're a wonderful sight to see. Things are about to go to shit, aren't they?
Yeah, probably. I'll assume so.
Alrighty. So, Justin, did you have a question for me? Or Dave, if you have another one.
I guess I only asked about the traffic lights.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's a big point, but the log lady said that they were 2 days late. It was one of the other particular notes that I brought up.
Yes.
You should have asked in the diner.
Yep.
Mm.
Because that would have been 2 episodes ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yep. And each episode is 1 day.
Ah, yeah, bringing
Yeah.
up that particular
Yes.
point.
So there will obviously be more important stuff with the log lady upcoming.
Mm.
course.
Also, soon we will be meeting a new character in a couple of weeks, who will be very important to giving Cooper some clues.
Okay.
Not Audrey.
Well,
Not
weeks. You say weeks, so we still have a couple of episodes to go.
We have to be in the next season, basically.
Yeah, the start of season 2, we're going to get introduced to a major new character who's known as the Giant, and he's going to give Cooper some important clues.
Alrighties.
Good stuff.
So, do either of you have anything left to add for this one?
Man, shit's gonna go down with Leo getting shot and all that crazy stuff that's been going on. Just ugh.
Yeah, Leo was pissed.
Yeah, well, that's Leo's kind of just default mode.
I
Well,
know.
pretty much. It's just amplified a bit more because of the pain and the fact that she
Well, he just
did
got
that.
beat up by Hank, and now he got shot by Shelly. You know, he's
Yeah.
not a very happy person.
Yeah, and it was around in the arm. I think he got the hit from the bullet.
Yeah, it's either his arm or his side. I'm not sure where it hit him.
Shelly couldn't shoot him all that well.
Well, they aren't going to kill off that character in, like, a random point in season 1.
That would be pretty dramatic.
Wait until you get to the finale, Justin.
Okay.
Wait
okay.
until the finale.
Fine.
Oh, the fanciness.
Both the season and the series finales, you will... I can't wait until you see the end of season 2. That'll
Oh
be...
boy.
That's a ways away yet.
It is, but it'll be fun for me.
Oh boy.
Alright, so anything left to add?
Nah, I think we're good.
Nay.
Alrighty, so that is going to be episode 5 of Fire Walk With Us. I'm Paul.
Dave?
Justin.